Hotel Royal Belvedere, Chersonissos. A tragedy in five-star disguise. Oh, my darlings, gather close and let me tell you a tale of woe, a saga of shattered dreams and sunburned souls. I arrived at the Hotel Royal Belvedere, Chersonissos with the optimism of a child on Christmas morning, only to discover that Santa had been replaced by a pickpocket. Let us begin with the safe. A safe, my loves, is meant to keep things safe. But Nathai's one demanded tribute, a daily ransom just to hold my passport hostage. Imagine paying extra for the privilege of not being robbed. It is like hiring a bodyguard who charges you per punch he does not throw. And the beach, oh, the beach. The brochure promised a short walk, but what they meant was a forced march across a desert of disappointment. 15 minutes later, I arrived at a sad strip of sand, half buried under rocks and litter, as if Poseidon himself had given up on this place. The only real beach. A luxury prison where suns cost €25 each and you must buy two, like some twisted romantic package deal. The cocktails there were divine, but at what cost? My wallet wept. Now the food. Picture this. A buffet of despair, where the same sad dishes shuffled between breakfast, lunch, and dinner like prisoners on a chain gang. The chicken? Raw. My sister spent 2 days in a war with her own stomach, a battle she did not sign up for. The plates were dirty, the table's sticky hygiene was but a distant rumor here. And for those with allergies, forget it. The staff were too busy being overworked and underpaid to care about cross-contamination. Ah, the drinks. The bar was a carnival of deception. Order a gin and tonic. Surprise, it is actually cheap paint thinner with a lime wedge. The cocktails. A gamble, no measuring, no consistency, just a sad lottery where you either get a sugar bomb or a glass of regret. And of course, the good ones cost extra because why should all-inclusive actually include all? The staff. A tragic mix of exhaustion and indifference. Some tried, bless them, but most moved like ghosts, their spirits crushed under the weight of bad management. When I asked for help, their eyes screamed, "Why are you like this?" The room was fine. No ant infestations, a miracle. But the bedsheets had seen better days, and the floors were mopped with what I can only assume was a cheese-scented swamp rag. The damp, mildewy smell clung to the air like a bad memory. And the suns. The pool area was a battlefield, a thunderdome of territorial tourists who reserved chairs with towels at dawn and vanished until sunset. The hotel's no reserving policy? A joke. The staff shrugged, the umbrellas were see-through, and the few unbroken loungers were exiled to the shadow realm far from the water. The entertainment, a cruel parody of fun. The evening shows for all ages were clearly designed for toddlers hopped up on sugar. The singing was so off-key, I wondered if the performers were being held against their will. And let us not forget the petting zoo of despair donkeys, goats, and tortoises trapped in tiny cages, their misery perfuming the air with an aroma of neglect. If I wanted a zoo, I would have gone to one, not a 4-star hotel. By the end, I felt like a prisoner in a gilded cage, trapped on a steep hill where even the locals saw me as a walking ATM. The shops overcharged, the taxis gouged, and the entire experience was a masterclass in false advertising. So, my dearest travelers, heed my words. The Hotel Royal Belvedere Chersonissos is not a vacation. It is a cautionary tale. A 3-star masquerading as luxury, a place where dreams go to die under a broken umbrella. Tell me, have you suffered here?
Business near the Hotel Royal Belvedere Chersonissos feel like a magician who keeps pulling angry pigeons out of the hat when you only asked for one calm dove. They promise marble. They hand you plastic. They promise gentle waves. They hand you thorny rocks. They promise smiles. They hand you a calculator that keeps adding zeros you never asked for. You leave with lighter pockets, heavier hearts, and a new hobby of staring at walls, wondering how glass got into breakfast. The resorts where 5 stars the way. A tired actor wears too much makeup. At Kreta the lobby shines, but walk 10 steps, and the corridors smell of wet carpet and bleach, fighting a losing battle. Couples arrive dreaming of sunset balconies, yet the first room they open has brown drips in the shower, and a bedspread that looks like it lost a wrestling match with an iron. Reception responds with the kindness of a parking meter that has already swallowed your last coin and still wants more. One family, pushing a wheelchair, found every ramp blocked by sons, saved with towels, but no people. Requests for help ended with shrugs slower than Greek bureaucracy. They basically paid to become background actors in somebody else's chaotic music video. The adults' only sanctuaries sell privacy, but practice gossip. A NASA Suites greets you with a freshly painted door that sticks, a bathroom drain decorated with another guest's hair, and a welcome basket holding a single tea bag. When overbooked, they shuffle couples to lesser buildings, like playing cards nobody wants. The walls look modern, until you notice the socket hanging out like a tongue. Pet friendly means your dog may stay, yet the staff stare as if you walked in with a dragon. The whole place feels like a stage set good from afar, far from good, and slightly tilted. Tavernas along the shore talk about ocean freshness, while thawing shrimp in a bucket you cannot see. Caracas keeps a handwritten sign reading traditional, but the octopus tastes like frozen telephone cord. Arrive without a tour bus wristband, and you wait while empty tables remain stubbornly reserved for invisible VIP ghosts. Locals who speak Greek get told the kitchen needs 45 minutes. Meanwhile, tourists with selfies receive plates in 10. You pay for the view, yet the view is a waiter counting banknotes behind a column. The taverna next door often rescues the hungry that should be your first clue. White tablecloth restaurants such as Galini turn dinner into a waiting experiment. You sit, you sweat under halogen suns, you read a menu thick as a brick, and then you age. 40 minutes for water, 90 for mediocre pasta, 2 hours for lamb with the personality of cardboard. The vegan at the table asks what grilled vegetables contain and hears, "I said it once, I will not say again," which is code for "we do not actually know." You finally escape, stomach empty, patience extinct, promising yourself never to book a place that uses more forks than smiles. Night spots like New York Beach Club pump bass, loud enough to shake morals loose. They charge €60 at the Velvet Rope, call it an open bar, and erase your credit faster than you can spell B52. Lose eye contact with your glass for 10 seconds, and staff whisk it away, insisting you buy another. Argue and bouncers appear cracking knuckles, treating conversation like a boxing match. Racist jokes fly free of charge. Women get slapped on the way in, and the lost and found is a bin already on fire. You came to dance. You leave nursing bruises, wondering if the moon outside actually has more atmosphere. Even shopping turns into detective work. Crystal Center stacks top brands that fall apart before you reach the airport. Flip a sandal, and the print reads Lego instead of Tommy Hilfiger. Challenge the owner, and the price suddenly triples, while he strokes a worry bead like a movie villain. Security staff tail every customer so closely you can hear them blink. One visitor set down a honey jar for 1 second and earned a stare fit for a master criminal. You exit lighter by 50 euros, heavier with embarrassment, carrying sunglasses that tint the world the color of regret. The design hotels nearest the water promise private pools, yet forget to mention the Jackhammer Symphony next door. Nema prints gorgeous open pools on the website, but the camera never turns 90 degrees to reveal bulldozers rehearsing a dirt opera. Concrete dust drifts onto breakfast pastries so efficiently you could build a second hotel from the plate. Couples celebrating engagements find no congratulations, no upgrade, no note, only a form asking whether this is an anniversary worthy of attention. You tick yes, they tick ignore. Hot tubs arrive cold, champagne arrives late, and the manager hides behind a column whenever the word refund floats past. Across street and shore, the story repeats until it feels.
So I am investigating crimes near Hotel Royal Belvedere Chersonissos, and let me tell you, it's not looking good. Businesses around here are like traps, waiting to rip off unsuspecting tourists. Like there was this one restaurant, Ta Petrina Taverna. It's in Hersonissos, close to Hotel Royal Belvedere Chersonissos. A couple went there, and a woman from a nearby souvenir shop recommended it, saying it was the best food in town. But when they got the bill, it was way higher than they expected. I mean, who does that? They didn't even give them a menu with prices. It's like, come on, how can you trust a place like that? I predict they probably felt so stupid and angry after that. Who wouldn't he? They must have been thinking, why did we trust that woman? And the restaurant, they just got away with it. It's sad, because tourists are already so vulnerable when they traveling. And then there are these aggressive souvenir shops. They all over the place near Hotel Royal Belvedere Chersonissos. They show you these duty-free prices and then give you a discount, but it's all just a scam. I mean, do they really think tourists are that gullible? It's like, please don't be so obvious. I predict the tourists who fall for this probably feel so embarrassed when they realize what happened. They might even try to go back to the shop, but the owners will just deny everything or try to intimidate them. It's awful because these tourists are just